Hey YouTubers, Cyberdyne24 here, and we're gonna run actually on location on a job that I have. It's actually pretty much weeding and mulching and cleaning up the landscape around my dad's parents' house so we can put it up for market for sale. And today I'm actually going to show you a new piece of equipment that I have that will kind of sort of actually blow your mind. At least I think it does. I will. So let's take a look at it. As you can see right here, I've pretty much cleaning up the beds, and they're pretty much going to be ready for mulching. But one thing that a lot of people have problems with is, how do I define the actual flower bed itself? Well, without renting an expensive, paying the rental fees to actually get a bed edger, and those are kind of big and gaudy to mess with to define the bed. Most people would just use a straight shovel and just kind of sort of define the bed that way. But here, let me show you some of the Echo that Echo has come out with in the past few years that actually sort of, you get the benefits of a gas-powered bed edger, but then you get a lot more, I guess you can say, portability of it. And this is it. This is the Echo's BRD-280. 280 edger. It pretty much just has the body and shaft of a Echo SRM 280, which is their most powerful trimmer. It's got a 28cc engine on it, professional grade. It's got, pre-filter, air filter. As you can see, it's got the operator presence, throttle, on and off switch, handle. And right here is the main difference between this and any other kind of like stick edger or anything like that. It's a straight shaft, of course, but this is the actual business part of it. Let me see if I can just bring it up. As you can see, it's kind of like a V-notch. You have your straight notch, and then you pretty much have have these other serrated blades right here, which then help create the actual kind of like trough that actually defines the edge. And you got a little wheel here for guidance, a little channel here. One thing to recommend is, if you're going to do any kind of bed edging or anything like that, you should do it when the ground is dry, not wet, because when it's wet, it actually dirt will actually build up in this channel over here, which then at some point will then jam this up, and then you have to shut the machine off and clean all this under it. This is just from personal experience. Got a little rubber flap here for the dirt to actually shoot behind you. Something like this would probably cost you around between $700 to $800, and you can get this from your Echo dealer. It's a really good tool to have if you have like a small landscape business and stuff like that, and you want to get into actual doing landscaping, bed work, and mulch and stuff like that, where you can actually make some serious money. This is a really nice tool to have. Believe me, it's a lot cheaper than having to spend thousands of dollars to buy the bigger bed edgers, and this does a nice, quick, easy job and just really defines the bed. So let's get this thing a shot. Let me just get this on the tripod, and we're going to help redefine this bed a little bit. It does have a little bit of definition from it, as you can see, but that was because it had landscaping timbers, which, is kind of a pain, which is not, in my personal opinion, not the greatest thing to use, because within a certain amount of years, they're going to eventually just rot and become a bit of a pain. So here we go. Let me just get this thing centered right. Pretty much all you have to do is start this thing, prime it a few times, 3-4 times, choke it, and then take it off choke, and then it starts up pretty easily. Of course, always with all outdoor power equipment, rule of thumb: every year you should put a new spark plug, new fuel filter. And as you can see from the camera, it really does actually define the edge. And zoom back on the camera, and as you can see, you can actually see a well-developed line. Another thing to always recommend is, if you really want an exact straight line, setting up a straight line as a guide, or using marking paint would actually help you ensure that you got a nice straight line. As you can see, it's kind of bows out a little bit. That's just because I'm not really necessarily looking for a straight line. But I mean, if you want nice straight edges and straight lines, just use the marking paint or string lines, sort of help you make sure that you get a nice straight edge. But there it is. It's a great piece of equipment. Like again, I said, it costs between $700 to $800. You can pick them up at your Echo dealer, and it's a great piece of equipment to have if you have a landscaping business. So, y'all take care, YouTubers.